So I realize that many of you don't have Snapchat, or at least don't have me on it, and I feel like you're really missing out. I've got some super awesome adventures going this summer. You know, I was supposed to be furloughed through August 31st, but I'm not anymore. So, I don't get to do everything I had planned, right? Like I bought a pool and all that. You know, I'm super happy to be back at work, all that, whatever. But one of my furlough plans was to create a garden. I decided to go ahead with it anyway because I'd already planted everything, not in the ground, but I did that this weekend. So I'm just going to give you a little tour since you've been missing it on my Snapchat channel. Like, I don't legit have a channel or anything. I just have a little fun. If you want to view my Snapchat channel, go ahead. I don't really know how to find myself. I'm kind of new to it, but I'm sure I can figure it out if you want to request it. Or, like, ask me or whatever. Okay, anyway, to the fun stuff, my plants. So I planted some cucumbers, so you can take a look here. I got 2 cucumbers, hopeful that at least one lives. If one's gonna die, it's probably gonna be this one. It's just smaller, has, you know, this stuff here, and I'm just gonna like call Darwin on it, right? So survival of the fittest. I do feel like this one is a little more fit. Check this out. I did popsicle sticks and labeled everything because, you know, I don't really know the difference between a weed and a cucumber. We'll see. All right, taking a look, I've got a pepper down here. This is just a tiny little guy. I grew him from seed. I'm kind of freaked out for him because my neighbor came over and told me that we're supposed to get some like softball size hail. If that happens, this pepper right here, he's a goner. So I'm just gonna hope that doesn't happen. I think it's a green pepper, not quite sure. Here we have some snackable red peppers. You guys, I got a twofer here. I was so super excited. So take a look here. Snackable red pepper. That's what these are. My kids love these. They're those tiny ones. It came in a pack. It was supposed to only be one. So it was only supposed to be this guy, my big one, right? I'm not super big, but big enough. But, you know, I'm a thrifty shopper. So what did I do? I checked the containers and I bought one that had 2. Heck yes, 2 for the price of 1. Worth it. Then over here we have jalapenos. See, nice little label there. These are the mammoth jalapenos because I don't want to spend all my time trying to dig the seeds out of those tiny ones. Just not going to happen. And I don't really eat jalapenos that much, but let me tell you, I'm about to make some kick-butt, I don't want to say any naughty words on here because I'm going to put this on Facebook. I'm going to make some kick-butt nachos. Super excited. All right, taking a look here, I planted another regular pepper. This one will probably die too. It's just kind of a little guy. No idea if it's going to yield anything, but if it does, awesome, because I love green peppers. Do love them. I can eat them plain, just like French fries. In fact, when Madeline was a little kid, I used to tell her that green peppers were French fries and she'd eat them. Super smart. All you parents out there, try it. Right, then here are my beans. I've got 2 different kinds of beans. I have the blue blush beans and the harvester beans. Completely honest with you and tell you I have no idea what the difference is, not even the slightest. So we're just gonna see if they grow. I bought 2 kinds because the Dollar Tree had 2 kinds, and when I found out that I was going on furlough, I went to the Dollar Tree and I saw all their seeds and they're like 25-50 cents a pack. So I got a whole bunch of them because, you know, I was like, gotta feed the family, right? And I'm being on furlough. So I bought them up, planted them kind of idiotically. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I put a whole bunch of seeds together. That was kind of a stupid idea because when I went to plant the garden, I had to pull everything apart. So I'm kind of just crossing my fingers that I didn't ruin the root systems too much. Again, I don't really know about these. Kind of funny since I was majoring in botany back in the day. Literally forgot everything. Yep, don't use it, you lose it. True story. So I planted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants. 10 bean plants. I'm gonna have beans coming out my behind. But that's okay because they're good. We can do that blanching stuff. I don't really know a lot about it, but my mom does. I'm sure my sister can figure it out. And I figured since we've got my sister, you know, doing all that MasterChef stuff, again, season 10 is airing. Check it out on Fox Wednesdays. Just a little plug. Because MasterChef is airing, I kind of figured she'll be making all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to hook her up with some beans if I have too many. Now, I didn't really, so I do think I probably, yeah, I planted them too close. The package called for like 24 to 36 inches apart. You can clearly tell that's not 24 to 36 inches apart. I don't really, yep, don't really care. I'm just going to try it out, see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll do better next year. Or I might not do better next year, we'll see. Then here, I've got my carrots. So I planted carrots originally. They grew awesome in my little containers, but they were so close together, I had no idea what I was doing, so I threw them away and I replanted. So there's nothing coming up here, but no worries, I just planted these on Saturday. My awesome friend Melissa, she gave me this one. This is a yellow husk tomato. I've never heard of it, but apparently what's supposed to happen is that these are a sweet tart fruit and they ripen to golden inside and they have papery husks. So apparently what you're supposed to do, the tomatoes are supposed to fall to the ground and then you're supposed to like rip off the husk or something and eat it. So I'm gonna try it out. And then over here I've got a bed of lettuce. Now this called to be planted like 3 to 12 inches apart. I just stuck my finger in and put it in, guys. It kind of looks not super great over here. You know, this is cheap though, so if it doesn't work, whatever. All right, then we're moving on to one of my favorite things, the peas. These looked better yesterday, particularly this one. This one was super big yesterday. I don't know what happened. It's starting to turn yellow. I'm hoping they're not dying, but if they are, that'll kind of suck. So these are pea pods. I love to eat the pea pods, super good. I do plan to get a fence here. Amazon is supposed to bring it by 8 p.m. tonight, so we'll see if it actually happens. I planted a lot of pea plants, so again, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pea plants. So those will probably be coming out my eyeballs too. All this produce, I'm about to get real skinny, y'all. All right, taking a look here. Look at this one. You guys, this is like a straight up salad. This is huge. I mean, it's actually probably just about a tablespoon of lettuce, maybe not, but I'm super excited about it. It looks good. So this little bed of lettuce over here is doing better. I don't know if the soil's different or if it's like less or more wet, or I don't really know. But if all of these grow, I probably won't be able to eat them all anyway, so I'm not too worried. All right, so next we're moving on to the tomatoes. I like an occasional tomato. I'll usually get it on my Subway sandwich. When I do get it, sometimes I rip it off. Like, it kind of depends on the tomato and how good it is. So my dad requested tomatoes, so I wanted to make sure I would plant these, and I'm sure my sister or mom or someone will use them, so I'm not too worried. So to take a look, I've got 5 different plants. Brian said 5 different plants is outrageous and way too much, but little does he know, I have a 6th plant hidden up in the garage right now, so I'm actually gonna have 6, don't tell him. Shh. So taking a look here, these are my better boys. So they're supposed to be good slicers. You know, I'm sure I've eaten them. My plant is doing okay. I bought this one, so I did not grow this one from seed. I guess I should tell you guys, you know, I'm like a straight up gardener here this year. I grew most of this stuff from seed. The only thing I didn't grow from seed was that tomato plant that tomato plant. So I actually have 7 tomato plants. Don't tell. The only things I didn't grow from seed were the tomatoes, except for the one that I have hidden. Those I grew them all from seed. Actually, I have more than one up in the garage, but I only plan on keeping one because they're kind of small. So I've got the tomatoes, and then I also bought the peppers, except for those little guys. I grew those by seed. Everything else I grew by seed, I'm pretty sure, except for I do have some herbs up front too. We're not going to talk about those today. I'll maybe zone in on those tomorrow or something. Okay, so taking a look here, let's take a look here. This is my heirloom. You know, I don't really know what the difference is between the two, and I don't really care. Probably won't eat them anyway. Someone will though, so that's exciting. All right, then here, these are Juliets. So these are Roma grape hybrids. So these are supposed to be like, maybe like kind of like this, little grape ones that are Roma. So Roma is my favorite tomato. I do like to eat those. So I am looking forward to that one. And these are little grape ones. So my dad requested grape tomatoes. So hopefully this one has a high yield so that we can both have some. Taking a look here are my regular Romas. I'll definitely eat some of these. I like to slice these up and put them with salads, so maybe just a lettuce. It's a great way to spruce your salad up a bit. So, you know, I'm no master chef, but I do learn from one of the best, I'd say. And she like eats plain tomatoes. She made a tomato salad for me, Caprice, I think it was called, and it tasted really good. So I will eat some of these tomatoes if she makes it taste good in a salad. All right, and my last tomato plant. These are my Husky cherries. So this is a hybrid cherry tomato. For the heck that means, not quite sure. I'm not sure what it's hybriding with, but I'm taking a look, you know, looks pretty good. I'm hopeful that it works and that I get a high yield of cherry tomatoes because, like I said, my dad wants those. Okay, and then next I have spinach. So the spinach looks pretty good, I think, but I don't really know what it's supposed to look like. I probably planted it too close together, not quite sure. I'll show you. Okay, so here's my spinach. I would say this one is doing awesome. It's definitely bigger than it was yesterday, so I'm pretty excited about that. My middle one looks okay. And then here's a sage. So again, guys, I did another one of those little twofer things, and I bought the sage that had 2 plants in it. So this one is super small, but that's okay because sage is a perennial. Learned that yesterday on Google. So I did buy several herbs. I bought sage, mint, which is also a perennial. Right now I have it in a big pot, but I'm going to remove that and I think put it in a little pot so that I can like put it wherever I want each year. I also bought some lemon thyme. I didn't get any regular thyme because the plants are sold out like crazy, so I didn't get any of that. But I did get lemon thyme. I'm super excited to eat it on some chicken, see what it tastes like. I also bought some parsley. Got the Italian parsley. No idea what the difference is. It looks different than that crinkled up parsley, but I don't know if it tastes different. Honestly, don't really care either. I'm probably just going to dry it and go with it that way. I also bought some oregano. I got the Greek oregano. Again, no idea what that even means. I'll probably just dry it and put it in a container that says oregano. So I'm not too worried about that. I also have here, give me just a second. I also have here some cilantro. My cilantro is doing awesome. I grew this by seed, and check this one out. This is like the big cilantro of all cilantros. It's growing great. I've got a lot of cilantro here, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 cilantro. So I'm about to make some super awesome cilantro lime rice, and super excited about that. I also grew some basil back here. I've got a lot. Oh, hey, Anna. I've got a lot of basil plants. Anna's one of my helpful gardeners. She helps me water plants. She helps me do all the garden things. So taking a look here, my basil looks awesome back here. And when I say awesome, I mean it looks okay. I grew it by seed, and I planted some in my herb pot upstairs. Not upstairs, in the front. But the ones in the front, they're all dead. So I'm pretty excited about these. You know, they're doing awesome. I just like stuck my finger in and then put the basil in. This one here is doing super great. So I love basil. I love the smell of basil. I love running my fingers through basil and cilantro. So I keep my herb pot in the front of my house because when I'm walking, I like to just like run my hand through it and then sniff my hand on whatever drive I'm doing. So that's what I like to do. All right, and then one last planted back here. I've got some zucchini. So I've got 2 zucchini plants. I did some Googling. First off, I grew like 20 zucchini plants. Same with cucumbers. I grew way too many because I had no idea all my seeds were actually going to work. So taking a look here, I Googled and I said, how many zucchini plants should I plant? And Google says that 1 zucchini plant is more than enough for a family. So I planted 2 because, to be honest, 1 probably at least is going to die. So if one's, I'm putting my money on this guy here. You know, it just doesn't look as good. No, I really think this one's going to die, Anna. This one doesn't look as good. It's got this little cut thing. This one looks a little better. So the thing about my zucchini, you might think, oh my gosh, Michelle, you planted this zucchini pretty close. But I have plans for my zucchini. So I'm planning on my zucchini growing up here and then growing along my fence. And then this one's going to come around and it's going to go around this way. And then this one's going to grow up and then go this way. That's my hope. So I'm hoping the same thing for my cucumber. So anyway, that's my garden. Super excited to share it with you. Hopefully you can check it out again because, Anna is making balls here. So she's taking dirt and she's crushing it and she's calling it sketchy. Sketchy is the new word. So why is it sketchy, Anna?
Because it feels weird.
It feels sketchy. Oh my gosh. That, guys, is why you need to plant a garden. Get your kids off those video games. Get them off their iPads. Get them off their devices, off their phones, all that. My kids don't have phones, let's be real. They don't need them.
Yeah, we got one phone and it's a cute one.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. You mean my old phone? That's not a real phone. Not a real phone, guys. I did not get my kids phones. Anyway, get them off their devices and bring them to play in the... How much fun she's having playing in the dirt. Anna, is it fun to play in the dirt?
Yeah.
Is it fun to garden with Mom?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You got
Making stuff.
making stuff. So
I like planting stuff.
okay, so she likes planting. I didn't pay her to say that, you guys. She likes to be outside gardening. You should try this out. Okay, so that's all I have for today. It's about to storm. You can, whoa, wrong. It's about to storm. You can see it's getting really dark. Like I said, we're supposed to get that baseball-sized hail or softball, whatever. So let's hope and pray that my garden does not die. All right.
It doesn't.
Peace out, guys.
You worked hard.